Good Monday evening, everyone. I'm not firing at 100%, so I do hope every single one of you bears with me. I've got two phenomenal guests, and one should be arriving. I was going to start this sort of sarcastically, in terms of the fact that thank God the season's over, but unfortunately, we're going to have to start it off, and we won't sit on it for too long, but we're going to have to start it off with a bit of a low for football, and I'm sure every single one of you in the chat watching at the minute knows what we're talking about. And it's just the absolute horrendous scenes that have happened at Liverpool and their fans just trying to celebrate a league title. And you've got some absolute so and so that decides that he's going to take the whole spotlight in his own hands and decide to try and hurt people, innocent people, by the way, in the crowd. Could have been young kids, could have been women, men. Who knows? The very fact is that this individual has decided that he was going to try and hurt people, not someone, a collective group of people, and we don't know, or I personally don't know the outcomes of it yet. How many is injured? There will be injured. There will be some injured, but I just wanted to sort of have a little chat around the panel and with you as a chat just before we move on to the Arsenal stuff, because this is no good, man. This just doesn't have a place in football society, in any society, in life in general, man. What we plan at? Why can't that lot down there at Liverpool just be buzzing, be happy, and celebrate what was a fantastic season for them? Every single person that has attended that parade, the only thing that they want to do, with whether they're on their own, whether they're with friends, family, whether they're with their children, all they want to do is just celebrate and be happy and be buzzing. And someone has decided to take something in their own hands and shed some awful light on that. Shane, man. Like I said, we won't spend loads and loads and loads of time on this. It's an Arsenal show, but we've got to pay our respects to. Hopefully there's no fatalities. Hopefully there's no serious injuries. But even an injury in itself is way too much in it, bro.
Yeah, it's disgusting. Look, it's the way of the world now, I suppose, isn't it? There's these lunatics that just want to make, everything about them, and they want to, take people's lives. I'm not sure that was his intention, regardless of his intention. So we probably won't find out for a while. But I mean, it's just tragic, man. It's tragic. Like you said, Liverpool fans, they had the COVID year, where they couldn't celebrate, and now they have this, and they have some fucking twat come in and some animal, because he is an animal, come in and do that. And, like you said, he didn't know who he was hitting. Could have been women, children, could have been anybody, we don't know the damage. We don't know if people are going to be, injured for life, or even if there's any fatalities yet. I don't know. But I mean, regardless, just to be such an animal to think that it's okay to do something like that, to be so selfish to think that, I have a right to do this. There's never a time or a place or a period in anyone's life when they should be thinking, oh, do you know what I need to do is I need to go down there and I need to drive into a crowd of people. It just scumbags, man, scumbags. And I hope he gets due justice. I hope he gets put in prison with the rest of them, and I hope he gets put in prison with the normal prisoners, and he's not sort of separated, and he gets what's coming to him, because I'm not for pussyfooting around things like this. It needs to be justice, and it needs to be hard justice, and it needs to be fast. But look, prayers with the Liverpool fans. As people know from my streams, I'm far from a Liverpool fan, but I'm not a nasty person. That why on earth would you wish something like that? And I've been giving Liverpool their props for the last month or two, to saying they deserve the league, they deserve to win. They were the best team by a long shot. Now in the transfer window, they're moving like champions. They could be in the process of building a dynasty, which kills me to say that, but that's just on a lighter side. But this Liverpool fans are known as being one of the best fans in the world, one of the best fan bases in the world. They're only if they're having a good time, and some absolute animal has to show up and just just do something that's just beyond despicable. It's just terrific. It's horrendous. It's any superlative you can think of. That's what it is. And listen, prayers, like I said, with the Liverpool fans. Not just the people that were directly hit by it, the people around it. the people that were there and then had to run home. I know that Lauren was there and she was in Leash. She said they just had to cut the celebration or get back to the hotel because there could be a terrorist threat. You're not sure what's going on. Yeah. So, I mean, what was the happiest? Probably the happiest day in a lot of people's lives, man. Probably the happiest day in a lot of people's lives. They're absolutely obliterated by one moron, one lunatic. And I won't even give him. Actually, I won't even give him the privilege of being called a lunatic, because that's almost like excusing it that he had issues. He's just a piece of shit. Sorry, but that's all he is. And I hope he gets justice, and I hope that it's no more than cuts and bruises and a few broken bones at worst. You know, I hope that's the case, because it's just disgusting, and it'll always be remembered for this now. And that's the saddest things about it. It'll always be remembered for this fucking piece of shit, and it's just. That's the way it is, unfortunately, with this world. There's people out there with these sort of tendencies, and there always will be. We just have to sort of rise above it, I suppose, and stand with the people that were hurt, and just not let these pricks win. Just not let them win, because if we do, that's giving up. If you give up, then they win. You just have to keep standing tall, and prayers to Liverpool fans, and shocking thing to it, but we do have to get into it because it's big news, and listen. Honestly, I'll say it again. Last time, my prayers are with them. Honestly, and I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. No, 100%. Sorry, 100%. And you touched on something that I want to agree with before I bring Normski in. We're Arsenal fans, of course we are. All three of us are. All of you in the world class chat that we've got to my right are sorry. We are all Arsenal fans. But we are also football fans, man. And on days like this is where a collective comes together, man, because this is just not good enough. It's terrible. A lot of us have relatives and etc. that are Liverpool fans that could have been there, may have been there. That could have been anyone there. Someone had to be standing there in face of that geezer that was driving that car. Someone had to. Could have been someone, may not have been, but it was someone. And the fact that it was someone is nowhere near good enough. And it's such a shame. Can I just echo something that you just said there, Shane? This will now be remembered for that. What a bloody shame that is. All they wanted to do was just lift the Premier League title. All they wanted to do as a collective, as Liverpool fans, one of the best fans on the planet. They just wanted to have a good time, family and friends, children, etc. And I'm sorry, it's that's got no place with me. It's disgraceful, disgusting, and trust me, that guy he will go to prison, and trust me, he will have a very, very, very bad time. I can promise you that. Normski, how do you feel about it, my friend? Before we move on,
mate.
Sorry, everyone.
Sorry. Big up to the panel, Shane, obviously Aaron, and to obviously the chat. Yeah, football right now, in this time that we're just experiencing takes a back seat. Rivalry takes a back seat. And all rivalries are set aside. Banter, whatever you want to call it, is all set aside. This could be somebody's brother, somebody's sister, someone's child, someone's cousin, someone's grandfather. We can name all. And coming back, I was out pretty much all day today, so I didn't even really get to see any news. I was obviously involved with some community work. We did a family day, International Family Day, and when you look at it, celebrate International Family Day, there's going to be people out there that are hopefully, we're praying to God that everybody is fine. There might be some broken bones, some bruises, that there's no fatalities. And we were celebrating International Family Day today, and we were sort of put a barbecue on for the kids and for the community and stuff like that. And then I come home, my phone's going off. I'm looking, I'm thinking, what's going on here? I was expecting to see joyous people, Cajun, Liverpool fans going up. I've got friends that have gone up there. I FaceTime, one of the guys FaceTime me up there in the rain, and people are absolutely enjoying this with his child. Another couple of my mates went up there. My missus was going to go up there. Yeah, my missus was going to go up there. You know what I mean? But obviously we had this engagement, so we couldn't attend. But my prayers, go out to all the family that have been touched by this. why a guy would think to do this is just beyond me. We live in a mad world, guys. You know what I mean? We live in a mad world. You know, you don't know what's going to happen. You step out your front door. Those guys today went up there to celebrate a fantastic victory for Liverpool this season. Now, all it's going to be remembered for is this incident. And you know, the horrible thing about this, guys, is that years down the road, just like they will chant things about the Man United, the Munich disaster, and all of that. They will do this, right? They'll be sick enough people to go and do that madness, yeah. Rather than saying, well, look, we feel sorry for these guys. They will be singing or chanting some madness. I hope that's not the case. You know what I mean? Liverpool deserve to go on and win this. They deserve to go up and spend the day enjoying this event, only to be marred by a guy that decides that he's going to ruin everybody's lives. And as I say, along with the panel, our prayers do go out to them, and justice needs to come to the guy that's done it. You know what I mean? Justice has to come to him, and we'll just leave it in the hands. I'm a religious guy, so leave it in the hands of God. Whatever God decides, you know what I'm saying? You know me, guys. You know me already. But look, I'd say we could talk about this all night. But we just want to show our respects to everybody that was involved.
Yeah, no, facts, man, and to sort of wrap it up, brother. Apologies. I will explain why I'm so crappy, and in another show, but I didn't want to overshadow this. Do you know what I mean? This is far more important. To summarize it, everyone, all of our hearts, do you know what I mean, go out of anyone that was touched and or affected, do you know what I mean, by that Liverpool thing. That's no good. That's not what we want to see. Trust me, I didn't want to see Liverpool parading happily, but I definitely didn't want to see that. I mean, come on, let's get it right. They was out there all to have a good time, and so they should have. It's been ruined by one absolute so-and-so. He will get his just desserts. Don't you worry about that in any way, shape, or form. He will. But big. Obviously, love goes out to them.